Eryn. I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
your time very much.
It's so good to see you again.
You too. And I want to thank Cohat for letting me use this beautiful room.
It is. It's a beautiful building. I remember when they were talking about building it about 1.5 years ago, and now it's reality.
That's right. And I think they put a lot of money into this thing because it took them a long time to build it. And I would stop by and see how they were making it because I've been in construction.
Yeah.
They really put money into this place.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It is. So, how did we meet? Where are you originally from?
So I am born and raised in Manatee County. I grew up in Bradenton on State Road 70 with my parents. You and I met because I used to compete in the Miss America organization, and I was Miss Polk County in 2022 and got to represent Polk County at the Miss Florida Scholarship Competition right over here at the RP Funding Center. And I always like to know who I'm representing, and so I was looking at a bunch of businesses, and you and your wonderful family came across, and that was just a huge blessing God sent.
Oh,
you guys made my year absolutely wonderful, from getting me in parades and the connections and First Friday, and so it was wonderful. You guys were amazing.
I appreciate that. I appreciate your time because you being Miss Polk County, and I was just now starting T-shirts, just making T, and I had I Am Lakeland, I Am Polk, and I was like, somebody so beautiful, Miss Polk County representing us. Heck yeah.
Yes, I remember. I still have my I Am Polk County shirt.
All right. So you were raised in Sarasota?
Bradenton, yep, Bradenton, Sarasota.
I was down there one time. I had a job one time where I was delivering paper. This is way back in the day. And we had this box truck and we had it full of paper, and I forgot to shut the back door. No. And I was in Bradenton and I took off and all of this paper fell out. And that's the only connection I have to Bradenton. I was like, oh. So I had to get out in the middle of the street and pick up all of this paperwork. So, and those streets, if I remember, those streets were, they confused the heck out of me.
Yeah, and there used to be a lot of one-way streets. I think that's now more so like the St. Pete area. But oh yeah, there used to be all the one-ways.
Mm-hmm. We didn't have Google back then either. So, Miss Polk County, would you say it was Miss USA?
Miss America.
Miss America?
Yep.
Wow, that's very nice. And so is it, your experience was that you got to meet people here in Lakeland, you got to meet Polk County, you got to meet all of those?
Yeah, so like I was saying, I like to know where I'm representing. I always wasn't that girl that was going to Orlando or places that I've never been, because I want to represent the people in the community there and getting to know them. And luckily Lakeland's only like a 30-minute drive for me. And I got to meet so many incredible people. I was able to sit down and spend the day with Mayor Mutz, and I got to meet Sheriff Grady Judd, which was absolutely amazing. He's such a humble man.
Mm-hmm.
Got to meet Miss Butterfield. I really went to places that typically a title holder doesn't go to. Usually they're going to like elementary schools and places of that capacity, but I wanted to meet the leadership. Who am I representing? Why am I representing it? And getting to understand what they do in their jobs. So when I see them, it's not like, oh, hey, there's the mayor. It's like, oh, hey, like we have this connection. And I've always actually been doing work in Lakeland because I used to do a lot of work with Florida Baptist Children's Home, which is now One More Child.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So they used to have a program in different countries, but my dad and I would go to Guatemala and we would work at a malnutrition center there. Oh, wow. And I did that 9th through 12th grade for spring break. And then surprising, I was not a tester in school, and so I was not getting into the big state schools. You know, you're 18 and I'm not going to the local school. Mom, like, I'm 18, I'm moving out, I'm moving away from home, you'll never see me. And that just
you know it all already.
That wasn't the case. And they had an internship program, and so I applied and I went over to Guatemala for about a month and a half and got to live at the center, be hands-on with not only the kids but the nannies and training the groups that were coming. So I kind of always had a little tie to Lakeland.
Almost like sounds like a mini Peace Corps thing where you're helping the world.
Yeah.
That is incredible. And so when you entered into the pageants, mm-hmm. don't you usually have to have like a talent or a special thing that you do? You have something to do with
Yeah, so we have several phases of competition. You have a private interview with the judges where they can ask you pretty much everything. So you do go through a lot of training on how to have answers to the questions, even if it's something you don't know about. There's an evening gown portion, and then there's also talent as well. And I did a tap dance. My best friend Emily, shout out to Emily, she actually helped me choreograph this dance routine, and I had a wonderful costume put together. But a huge part of the Miss America organization is having a platform or community service initiative. And mine was called Operation Success, Planning and Paying for Higher Education. I completely understand that college is not cheap and it's not free. And so I wanted to find ways that I could further my education and not have to take out those loans. Because so many people will take out hundreds of thousands of dollars of loans because it's free money. But then when they graduate, they're smacked with the interest rates and having to pay it back. So my whole thing was teaching kids, I called it Scholarships for Dummies, like how to apply, the steps, the processes. I was applying to 5 scholarships a week, and that's how I was able to graduate with my master's degree with over $200,000 in scholarships.
Oh my word. And you help other people do that?
I do. It's kind of slowed down, but I'm always open to help. I sit down, figure out what are you going to school for and what is your why. Because so many students, unfortunately, they want to take the easy way out of, Mom, can you write this? And no, Mom's not in your brain. You need to sit down and write about your why. And my why was about losing my mom and why I was staying in healthcare when I could have went and become a teacher or anything else. But my why was writing about that. So trying to pull that why out of students. I'm like, what's unique? Like, I don't have anything unique. I'm like, but I think your brother's deployed overseas right now. Oh, yeah, I guess that does make me unique. I'm like,
Sure.
let's write about that. How has that impacted you, your family, your life?
Absolutely. So you help other people fill out the scholarship forms and go out, because my son and my daughter just graduated high school and she's going to Polk State. My son's going to Polk State. And basically anybody who wants to hire their education.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, everybody, and there's no cost to it. I've learned from my mistakes and failures that I made, so teaching people how easy it is, because once you really have the basics down of your references, the basic essays they might have you write about, and like your intention letter of which is your why. Once you have that down, it might take a month, but you can just apply, submit. My first scholarship I ever received was for men's golf. I don't golf and I'm not a male, but at the end of the day, most of these scholarships are tax write-offs for the organization. You can write it off more than a 6,000-pound vehicle, so they'll give it towards education.
Right. So, and there's always money out there, so it's just more people, if you apply, the better your chance. And it's just, it's your time invested in filling out an application. Is most of it online or is most of it paper?
Most of them are online now. COVID kind of changed things where all the applications are online and they typically require interviews, which were in person like this, kind of setting up that student for real life interviews.
Right.
Whereas things now kind of are virtual, so lots of the interviews are virtual or maybe just like a phone screening. But even those, I'll sit down with them and I'll ask them questions so they can get their tongue rolling and their brain moving so they know what to say.
Absolutely. So you're for hire, so anybody who wants to save some money on scholarships, contact you for hire and you'll help navigate and everything and advise them. I think that's fantastic.
Absolutely.
I don't know why everybody doesn't do that.
Yeah, it's definitely hard work. I've had some that are all gung-ho in the beginning, and then when they realize, like, oh, I have to write another essay, like, I don't want to do it. But then I remind them, okay, you take out that $30,000 loan and see what the interest rate is and what you'll really owe. And unfortunately, there's some people that will take out so much money and they're going into a line of work that their degree's either obsolete or they end up not going and doing what they went to school for, and then they're still stuck paying off that debt.
That's right.
Sally Mae or whoever you take your loans out through don't care if you graduated or not. You took their money and they want it back.
That's right. Is there a such thing as, if you've already got a loan, that you get a scholarship and then they pay the loan off, or is that?
So, yes. Usually you have to read more into it or reach out to the company. I know, for instance, like the Miss America organization, I believe they recently changed their guidelines that they won't pay off former debts. It's only for continuing education, like moving forward. But there are scholarships out there. I've helped individuals who have a couple grand, and we found grants. It's usually grants that will pay it off. My big thing I like to tell people is if you're in high school, like apply. Because being a high school senior, you're the cream of the crop. You're what everyone wants because you will be that incoming freshman. So apply in high school, sit down. I'm sure you have teachers that will write you reference letters, and something that I like to tell students is find that teacher or person like you that they trust you, they love you, and ask them for, I call it like a blanket reference letter. They'll send you the Word doc so you can just change the date, change the scholarship title, and always send it back to them, of course, so they can give you the thumbs up, but you're kind of taking that pressure off of them once they've written the whole letter. Because someone like me, I was applying to 5, 6 a week. I didn't want to be like, hey, can you change it again? Can you change it again? I had one professor, he gave me his personal cell phone. I would just text him a photo like, this is what I'm submitting, and he'd be like, cool.
That's awful nice.
So, yeah.
So it's a shame coming to my mind, if you apply for it in advance, they write the check, then you don't have the loan. But if you're somebody who's already got the loan, it doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't a corporation they'd still get the tax write-off, right?
I believe so. I'm not really sure. I know a lot of scholarships are for people who want to continue their education. So moving forward, I'm not sure why they don't want to pay back a degree that's already got.
Maybe companies, if they hire you, they do that.
Possibly. Yeah, I know a lot of companies that, especially like in healthcare and hospitals, like if you give them X amount of your life, like 2 years, they will do tuition reimbursement or whatnot.
And what is your degree in?
So I have a master's degree in healthcare administration. I got that from University of Central Florida.
Yeah,
I
nice.
went to UCF, where your son wants to go.
And USF.
And then my undergraduate degree is from USF. I will always be a bull. Go Bulls.
That's right, me too.
I will always be a bull. But yeah.
Fantastic. And that was in, what was your USF degree in?
Bachelor's of Science and focused in management, but it was mainly like public relations and marketing. I changed it around at the last minute.
Okay. So I understand that you can take that degree that you have and your experience with the pageants, and you're doing social media as well. So can tell me more about that.
Yeah. So everyone knows COVID kind of changed the world and what jobs are and the requirements, and healthcare right now, I'm not really finding my space in there. I worked for several companies, it just didn't pan out, and it kind of opened my eyes to maybe this isn't where God wants me to be right now. Like, yes, I got my degree because of my mom. I lost my mom, and I always said, like, I need to be the change in healthcare, but maybe I need to take a step back. And so I've been looking more so at like public relations, marketing, social media types of jobs, because I've been reading a lot on LinkedIn, and these social media influencers are taking over. There's going to be corporations hiring them rather than marketing firms, because that one individual has a targeted market that's already following them, so they'll just be pushing out that content. So I've been doing some collabs with local restaurants and companies, and a lot has been reaching out. I mean, it's definitely not something that you can just jump into and you're a millionaire, but I love the learning process and getting to meet the people and the connections along the way. It's been wonderful.
Enjoying each and every day that you have. Yeah, and you have some advantage. I don't know if we can say this.
You can.
But tell them how tall you are.
Yeah, so I am 6'6". I get it from my dad. My dad's 6'7". My mom was 5'8". We always joked and said that she was the runt of the family. I'm an only child, but yeah, I'm 6'6", and I embrace my height. I love it. Even when I was competing, I was wearing 4-inch heels, because at the end of the day, everyone else was, so we were all just taller together.
That's right, absolutely. God made you that way. Take advantage of it and run with it.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you were born with a mug like me, it's a disadvantage, and you do everything you can to catch up, Well, that's fantastic. So you are for hire for social media, for endorsing products, all of that?
Products, collaborations. I don't mind coming to Lakeland. I love, my drive here reminded me of coming to see you guys like every week while I was Miss Polk County or the events. So I love Lakeland. Lakeland's just a very welcoming community, and everyone here has always just been so supportive.
Yeah, I still remember how professional you and your photographer, your dad, you guys absolutely 100% professional. I was like, I can't believe I have a professional working with me, and absolutely, I'm my best client still, to this day, still my best client. And I don't remember how many, but I got more sales, and you helped me out on First Friday. You showed up. I appreciate it very much.
Of course.
So if anybody wants to get in contact with you, how do they get in contact with you?
Yeah, so they can look me up on Instagram. It's my first and last name. It's ERYN.LALONDE, and I have a contact me button where you can shoot me an email or send me a message on Instagram, and we can collab.
That's fantastic. And any of the products, whether you sell anything, you'll evaluate it.
Yeah.
And everything is professional. Everything is fantastic.
Yep.
I know that if you go to my site, or my Instagram, you're wearing my shirt. I can't
Yep.
believe. And how do you actually pronounce your last name?
LaLonde.
LaLonde.
Yep.
Because I see that E on the end. I keep forgetting. It's not
Yep, the E.
LaLonde.
No, the E is silent. It's French. I don't speak French, but it's.
There's a guy here in Lakeland. In fact, no pun intended. His name is Guy, and his last name is LaLonde.
Okay.
L-A-L. No relationship or.
No, and I know people always ask me if I was related to there was a coach or a player on the Lightning hockey team. I guess their last name was Lalonde, and I'm like, no, but if he gets me a free ticket to the game, then sure,
Heck yeah.
he can be my uncle.
Well, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your time. Is there
Yeah.
anything else we can include?
I don't think so, no.
Thank you, Eryn, for your time.
Of course.
God bless
Thank
you. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you.